Yeah, you know it. Acknowledge me. That's right. I'm here. I am Ralph Williams. I am the revolutionary, the visionary, and acknowledge me. And I welcome you to the Ralph Report Wrestling Edition Raw post show. And tonight we got a lot to talk about tonight, including the lineup coming up for Saturday night's main event this Saturday. It doesn't look real good. WWE lately has been coming up with some duds. I don't know what's going on with them. But that's just the way it's been lately. So but anyway, all right, yeah, I see you there, dude. Whatever. All right, don't forget at the bottom of your screen there, you'll see the ticker take. If you're interested in any sponsorship advertising, the information's below on the ticker take. Also, don't forget our QR code at the top of your screen there to watch the program as well. And we're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X, and the Kick Network. And we are also in Studios 10 here in Studio B and Studios 10 here in Berlin, Maryland. And we are sponsored by, and I'm going to put that up right now, right here, right now. We are sponsored by Shore Appliance Connection in Salisbury. Call them today, 410-749-2161. Shore Appliance Connection. Call them today. Ask for Bill. Tell Bill Ralph Williams sent you. Shore Appliance Connection. They have all the great name brands. They will come to your home. They will deliver it to you. They will also install it. Any appliance you have, they have some great sales and also some great what they call name brands. Shore Appliance Connection, Salisbury, also locations in Delaware as well. But talk to Bill there, and Bill will take very good care. Tell him Ralph Williams sent you. All right. Tonight's Raw, let's get started. First match was Io Sky versus Roxanne Perez. Io ended up pulling out the victory in that match. But, as usual, Liv Morgan interfered, got involved at the end of the match, hit her with the belt. The beat down by the Judgment Day, which I wish sooner or later WWE would break this gang up because it's getting old. They're really not that great together. And then on top of that, I have some breaking news about Dirty Dom that you might want to think about. He's turned into a babyface in AAA now, and he helped out El Grande Americano against, down there in AAA. So, with that, also, we saw Friday night the return of Baron Corbin. Sheamus is gone. Bailey now is, I'll give you Saturday night's main event lineup, which really isn't that great either, but tonight's Raw was okay, but it wasn't the best. All right, let's get into our second match, Royce Keys versus Jimmy Uso. And, of course, that match got out of control. Solo Sikoa interfered, and then he played games. Jacob Fatu came out, beat the crap out of him. Now you have a six-man match set up for SummerSlam. It's LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Royce Keys versus Jimmy and Jey Uso and Jacob Fatu. So that match is set up. Also, tonight we saw the contract signing of Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. I just got finished watching that. I was not late tonight. I actually made it on time because of the show going off 2 minutes before I got on the air. So I just want to let everyone know that if I was late, that's the reason why, because the show was running behind the eight ball tonight as well. All right. We got Johnny saying hello. Hello, Johnny. Caden, how are you? Thanks for participating in the show tonight. It's great to have you on. And I'm on my new computer tonight, too. I got a new one of those big, strong work computers that you see when you go to construction sites and all that. Yes, I got one. It's right here. And I would tell you who the company is to get it from at a good price. But as of right now, they don't pay me. So until I find out what they're going to do, I'm not promoting them at all. So, but I will tell you, I did pick one up. I will give you a hint. They're on Facebook. If you see the work computer from Dell, buy it if you can afford it, because I tell you what, this is a workhorse computer, and it's very good. It's got a nice big screen. It's got a ton of ports. It's very good to work with. So I'm so happy to have this tonight as well. All right, next. They only had like 3 matches tonight, and the Vision came out tonight, and they did their little spoo with their mouth and all that, and then Maxine Dupree come out. She's now just called Maxine, and she's part of the Vision now. And then Otis and Tazara had to come out and ask all kinds of questions. It's just like a relationship that broke up and you want to know why, or a job you lost and you want to know why. Well, that's what happened tonight. All right. And of course they beat the crap out of Otis. They beat the crap out of Tazara. You know how it goes with the Vision. So, all right, we got Rocky in the house. All right. Who's my favorite wrestler? You want to know who my favorite wrestler is? Well, I'll tell you who it is. It happens to be Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns at this point. And the interesting part about it is they're fighting in a match against each other. I like the new bloodline right now. My favorite all-time wrestler, if you want to know, my two favorites were Bruno Sammartino and Hulk Hogan. I grew up when I was younger watching Bruno Sammartino and a lot of his matches as well. All right. But anyway, they had the 7-man gauntlet match to fight Penta at SummerSlam. And tonight, Chad Gable won that match. It was Chad Gable, Rusev, Ethan Page, Dirty Dom, Dragon Lee, Joe Hendry, and I think I got everybody. Yeah. Oh, no, and Javon Evans. All right. So it was a good match. I enjoyed it. That was the only match that was really good. And, of course, that was the main event. And a lot of this again tonight. It seems like that's what's going on Raw and SmackDown now. And, the sad part about all this is that WWE has got rid of all these wrestlers who didn't want to take pay cuts. And for some strange reason, they couldn't find anything in creative for some of these guys. And we're going to find out what goes on as we go along. And, SmackDown, and I mentioned it last week, they failed to tell the fans that they were going 2 hours. Okay, so, there you go there. Go ahead and spend $200-$300 on front row seats or $700 or whatever it is to sit at one of these events and watch this all night. No, I'm not doing it. I'll sit here and watch it on my TV. All right. Next, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. This was an interesting contract signing. Roman Reigns, how he is. He has his, what you call it, his cracks, his jokes, things like that. And then he didn't like Seth Rollins. I mean, he tells the truth. I mean, I got to say that. But Seth Rollins didn't like it. He stomped him, and he did the pedigree on him. And then Roman Reigns buried him. Roman Reigns was going to put him through a table, and it just didn't work out for him. But Seth got the best of him, and we're going to find out at SummerSlam what's going to happen with that. Now, SummerSlam, 2 nights, 2 shows, August 1 and August 2. We will have a post show on Saturday and a post show on Sunday. All right, so I just want to let everyone know that. And the SummerSlam is in Minnesota this year. 6 o'clock start time. All right. I might even do a pre-SummerSlam show, a pre-show. So RW Media Productions, we're getting heavily back involved in wrestling in different ways. All right. I know I canceled the Wrestle Talk show because of burnout, and not only just burnout, but because not a lot of people were watching it. But eventually down the road, once some things sort of start smoothing out, maybe we'll get it back on the air. But I like doing what I'm doing here, the Ralph Report Wrestling Edition. That way I can do post shows and stuff like that after events and whatnot. All right. I'm better than some of these other people who come on here and tell lies all the time. I'm not going to mention their names. You know who they are. All right. So just to let you know, there's some people that come on here and have no idea what they're talking about, and they tell lies. So, all right. Tonight's notes. Okay, I want to go over a couple things here tonight that was of note. Brock Lesnar came out. He started the show. Came out with the police. Came out with the police. And then when he came out with the police, Obafemi come on, beat the police up. So if Obafemi goes to jail tonight, you can't say it was Brock's fault because he simply was, just went ahead and did that. I mean, I can't believe. Why would you even beat up police officers? I don't get that. Well, of course, there's people in this country, and I'm not going to go into it today. They have no respect for the police. None at all. None whatsoever. All right. And we already talked about what happened with the Vision and Otis and all that crap. And a new SummerSlam match that was made tonight, I mentioned it earlier, LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, Royce Keys versus Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, and Jacob Fatu. And then Paul Heyman walked away from the Vision. I'm thinking that there's rumors going around. Now, I don't know if it's true that Paul Heyman's going to rejoin the Bloodline. Okay. And that's going to happen. He's going to rejoin the Bloodline. And what's going to happen is that, it's going to be back to square one again for him. But I don't know if that's true. And I don't know if WWE is going to go that route with Paul Heyman. But I don't think Paul Heyman anymore is going to be dealing with the Vision. I believe that to be the case after tonight. Although, once again, he complimented Maxine Dupree and didn't really compliment the guys for what they did tonight. Taking out Otis and not Tazera. And they're still the tag team champs. And I think I have a theory as to why WWE got rid of took the belts from the Street Profits, as you do know. And if you don't, Bianca Belair is pregnant. And I'm wondering if the fact that Montez Ford's going to have to take time off because she's pregnant. Okay. So I'm thinking maybe that's why the Street Profits had to give the belts back to the Vision. That's just my thought process on that. I don't know if that's true. All right, let me go over Saturday night's main event here. This isn't bad, but it's not good for the WWE. They need to do more. Okay, it's Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, the main event, versus Gunther and Sami Zayn. I like this match, but I don't like this match because you got Cody Rhodes facing CM Punk at SummerSlam. And then you got Gunther. He's all pissed off. And there's rumors going around now. And again, I can't confirm anything, which is what I'm doing here now. I'm not giving out, stuff that's not true. I'm not going to do that here like other people, like I just explained earlier. But I will say that, Gunther, I think Gunther's going to fight Nick Aldis. I heard a rumor that it's going to be Gunther versus Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis loses, he gives up his general manager's job. If Gunther loses, he leaves the company. And you know what? Gunther might be better off doing that because I think that might work for him. I don't know yet what's going on. But I'm getting emails. People ask me what happened to Randy Orton. All I know is he got hurt at WrestleMania. Hasn't been seen. Rumor has it he may be retiring due to injuries to his body and things like that. So I just want to let you know that's the story with that. And then you got Bayley. That was made tonight versus Lyra Valkyrie. That came to fruition tonight. Bayley called her out after she jumped her last week. Lyra looks like a psycho now and is really getting psychotic. And, of course, Lyra's always been psychotic to begin with. And then you got Paige and Brie Bella versus the Fatal Influence. That's those three girls that came up from NXT. They're part of the women's division. They won some belts down there. They did this, they did that. They cleaned toilets. They did all that stuff down there. Now they're up in the WWE. And then one of the other matches involved is Danhausen versus JD McDonough. Oh, man. Wonderful. And then Roman Reigns will appear. And he's going to have that Jalen Brunson acknowledge him. And just like I want you to acknowledge me. All right? I'm the new voice. I'm the revolutionary. I'm the visionary. I am Ralph Williams. All right? And I want to conquer everything in radio and on here. All right? All right, just some announcements. Don't forget to tune into my partners in media here. And I'm going to go into that right now. My partners in media are Pensman Sports. Don't forget to tune into his material. Right here is Pensman. That he has New York Yankees. He does live streams this year for Steeler football. He and I are going to be doing some stuff that's coming up as well. And, so anyway, hang on one second here. We're going to have a guest with us right now. Here we go. Let's see if I can get my guest up here with me. All right, here's my guest. All right, here we go. All right, there we are. Yeah. Well, you wanted to come up here, little buddy. Look at this. I got my little buddy with me, my little fellow, my little doggy. His name's Bailey. Yeah. How you doing there, buddy? Yeah, you wanted to come with me, huh? Yeah, wanted to be on the show. Look, there you go. Say hello to everybody. Say hi to Bailey. Bailey's my little buddy. Yeah, there you go. See? I've had him on a show a few times. So when I had my studios 808 up in Pittsburgh, I had him on. All right. Also, we have don't forget Brian Pettit in the Sports Break Media. Brian also does a lot of great things. He does live streams. He's on with myself, Leo Haggerty, and Pensman Sports on the Saturday Sports Blast. Pensman is going to be on with me this Saturday morning. And guess where he's going to be at? Here at Studios 10 with me. We're going to be out on my deck. Isn't that nice? Huh? Yeah. So Pensman's going to be here with me. That's going to be really exciting. I like that. So, Pensman and I will be broadcasting right outside on my deck this Saturday here at Studios 10 in Berlin, Maryland. All right. Okay, now we have a few announcements to make here. The Ralph's Opinion Show will not air Wednesday night because it's my wife's birthday, and I want to wish my wife a happy birthday, for this week. So, and then, so, all right. Also, don't forget Wednesday, this will go on, the Ralph Williams Show in Philadelphia, 8:60 a.m. WWDB. The Ralph Williams Show, lots to talk about the budget. Josh Shapiro signed the budget today. PA, we'll talk about that. What is involved in this and what it's going to do. I'm working on getting somebody on, one of the legislators on, to talk about what's going on here. I'm going to work on that as well, but here we are. All right, and like I said, programming note, no Ralph's Opinion Show on Wednesday. And then don't forget to tune in on the weekends to Ralph Weekends. We'll talk about that at another time this week as well. So watch my social media platforms. I'm on YouTube. Please like and subscribe. I'm on Facebook. I have 2 Facebook pages. I'm on both of those. I'm also on Twitch, Twitter, X, and I'm also on the Kick Network. We broadcast as well. And also on the Fan First Sports Network and Draft Nation, you can catch my shows. And don't forget to look at my website, www.rwmediaproductions.com. I am Ralph Williams. I am the revolutionary, the visionary. And until next time, this has been the Ralph Report Wrestling Edition Raw Post Show. I will talk to you Friday right after SmackDown. And until then, have yourself a great one. And by all means, and please stay tuned for any Ralph reports that come up. I'll pop up anytime, especially the Exposed. This weekend, I had to do it. I didn't want to, but I had to do it. I had to expose a media person in Pittsburgh. He's well known. His name is Marty Griffin. And the reason I had to expose Marty Griffin is because Marty Griffin, 3 years ago, when I asked him for help with PCTV and the Housing Authority City of Pittsburgh, he laughed at me about PCTV, and he did nothing to help me with the Housing Authority City of Pittsburgh. Now, we got a woman sleeping in a tent because the Housing Authority City of Pittsburgh don't want to fix her apartment out of mold, okay? And I told him Castor Binion and Anthony Chaffee are the worst people working for the Housing Authority City of Pittsburgh, all right? I said that, and I'll say it again and again and again. And if you tune into my radio shows in Pittsburgh, you know doggone well I'm going after them again. And I will not stop until Castor Binion is fired and that executive staff fired. Okay? That's Exposed. Don't forget to tune in to the Ralph Report Exposed. And I'll be coming up with the new Exposed. I exposed Ponderosa Restaurant in Butler in the Clearview Mall. Bad food. I got an email from somebody. There it is. The Ralph Report Exposed. I've exposed squatters. I'll expose anybody that causes any problems. I exposed the management at the Ebenezer Tires. That's next. All right. So tune in. Ralph Report Exposed. I might be doing something tomorrow night. So don't forget to tune in as well. Until next time, have yourself a great one. And please, by all means, be safe. Thank you for tuning in.